What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today are my keys to a victory against the Detroit Lions. Now, again, I have a significant amount of keys this time, but these keys are elements that's going to help us actually sit up there and win. I've gone over the Detroit film against Philadelphia, and I yanked these keys right here because I feel that these keys will basically help us with the way to actually beat this defense. And to be quite honest, this defense is better than what we can consider is going on. So for that, I'm going to start off at the top. Key number one, utilize the short passing game in the two-back set. Last week they used the two-back set and it actually really worked. This week they have to use that two-back set again, but this time they need to utilize it in the sense of the short passing game. The reason why I say that is because this Detroit defense gets up the field very quickly. They rush 5 guys, they rush 4 guys, they rush their linebackers, they blitz. And the reason they do that is because their corners, they do a fantastic job with locking in and jamming guys at the line. So to sit up there and take advantage of that, you have to use the short passing game in the two-back set to sit up there and get these backs out into space. Again, not only along with using that, also use the screen game to apply that as well, because you want to find a way to get this defensive front to back off, because like I said, they're a very aggressive defensive front. And I think that we can actually find a way to get behind them and take advantage of getting behind them. So again, short passing game in the two-back set. Again, utilize what you got available. Screen game, short game, whatever you need, do that. Key number 2. Leak the tight ends to the middle of the field. The reason why I'm saying that, this adds a different element to the short passing game and the screen game, because what happens is that Tracy Walker has this thing that when he sees a tight end, he immediately runs up to the line or runs up to defend the safety. To defend the tight end. And we can take advantage of that. It can either be one of those things where Tracy Walker eventually backs off, and then we're talking about a wide open tight end in the middle of the field. So again, that to me is very valuable. We can use Logan Thomas. We can use Amari Rodgers. We can actually make a big impact with this group of tight ends. So for me, leak the tight end to the middle of the field, and whatever happens between there is what it is. Key number 3, protect Carson Wentz. Like I said, this defensive line, the front 7 gets up the field very quickly, very, very quickly, and they're relentless. Aaron Glenn is their defensive coordinator, and basically the defense has taken on his personality. For y'all who never got the opportunity to see Aaron Glenn, he has his cornerbacks playing his style. And with that being said, he trusts those guys so much that he sits up there and basically will rush all of his entire front 7 with not even without a bit of hesitation when it comes down to it. So for me, we have to protect Carson Wentz. We can get very ugly Carson Wentz in this game if we don't protect him well and we don't get the football out of his hands immediately. Because again, if Carson Wentz is in a thing where he has to think, or his head is on a swivel, or anything of that such nature, we're going to have a problem with Carson Wentz. He's not going to be the Carson Wentz that we saw last week, where he makes 2 mistakes and then fixes it with 2 good passes. That may not be the case against this team. So, but again, protect Carson Wentz. The offensive line needs to be on their job. They need to make sure they got head on head. Even when it comes to the running backs in the backfield, if the play isn't geared for them, somebody needs to get on a player. Antonio Gibson needs to make sure his pass blocking is up to par. He cannot play around. Key number 4. Run the ball with delayed handoffs. This takes advantage of the aggression of Detroit's defensive front 7. Delay the handoff for the running back, because if the line and the linebackers are getting up the field, if you delay the handoff, there's going to be a big hole wide open on the backside or straight up the middle. So again, if this is very valuable, because again, it's going to be hard to run against this Detroit front 7. I would not be surprised if towards the end of the season we find out that this Detroit defense ends up being one of the top 10 defenses in the league. They're actually that good. But like I said again, if they sit up there and they let that line get up the field and they delay the handoff for a running play, they can actually run up the middle of the field or to the edges. And trust me, I looked at all the tape. That's where they're vulnerable, and that's what needs to happen. Key number 5, utilize the Buffalo nickel. This game, all right, so for y'all who are not familiar with this channel, I've always told people that the Buffalo nickel was created for max run defense. And what's happening is that this is the game where we have to utilize the Buffalo nickel to its maximum potential. There is no getting around this. We need this Buffalo nickel guy to be in on each running play. This Buffalo nickel position for this guy in this game will be to focus solely on the running back. Should the running back be running the ball, or should he be going out to catch a pass? He shouldn't do nothing else but focus on the running game. This particular game will help us in the Philadelphia game. Now, I'm sorry to be looking ahead, but again, you're dealing with a team that when it comes to running the ball, they're one of the tops when it comes to running the ball, because they're not playing when they run the ball. If we utilize the Buffalo nickel position in the manner it was initially created for, trust and believe, you can sit up here and take away their entire running game. But we need whoever is playing the Buffalo nickel. Hopefully Cam Curl is back by then, but if he's not, we're going to have to move Jeremy Reeves into the Cam Curl position and put Derek Forrest into that Buffalo nickel position and have him be there at that position. And like I said, his only job will be to spy and stop whichever running back is there. That means he's going to be the guy that's going to stop the run. He's going to be the guy that if they leak out of the backfield, he's going to be the guy covering them. We need him to focus on the running backs. Utilize the Buffalo nickel for what it was always meant to be used for, and that's max run defense. Key number 6, and this key is very valuable as well. We have to have perfect tackling. This is not the team to be missing tackles with, especially against DeAndre Swift and somebody like Williams, the running back Williams. Even with with Amon-Ra St. Brown, you don't want to miss tackles against these guys, because if you miss tackles against these guys, their yards after the catch can be almost infuriating, man. I mean, they will rack up so much yardage after the catch that you can mess around and be in a situation where you were not expecting to be in that type of situation. And you have to have perfect tackling technique to sit up there and as soon as they catch the ball, get them down. Because they don't catch the ball deep or far. A lot of times they catch the ball within 5 yards and just yak you to death. So you have to sit up there and have perfect tackling technique against these guys. So again, key number 6, perfect tackling. Key number 7, blitz Jared Goff. Jared Goff looks so shaky in the season opener, and you can tell that at some point you can tell that he's a mistake prone type of guy as well. And you can actually take advantage of that, because if you really want to, you can spy Jared Goff if need be, but you don't really have to. His one big thing is that he does have a propensity to run. So you do want somebody close to the line to confirm if he's going to run the ball after the blitz. But if he doesn't, your blitzing can get home. And trust and believe, Jared Goff is not going to sit up there and not make a mistake. He likes making mistakes. He'll fumble the ball, he'll throw an interception, he'll even make a mistake as far as running out of bounds when he shouldn't be running out of bounds. So again, blitz Jared Goff. You have to blitz Jared Goff because he's going to give you one. He's going to probably give you more than one. But still, you need to get him you need to make him feel uncomfortable at all times. Key number 8. And this is a key that after looking at Washington and what was happening, I started to see something in our cornerbacks. And key number 8 is force the receivers to the sidelines. What I've noticed with William Jackson III and Kendall Fuller is that they have very poor recovery speed. Which is why we've seen so many wide receivers somehow get behind them and run right past them. Now I understand why they play so far off and why they don't play tight man defense. It's insane, but I now understand. They don't recover well at all. So because they don't do that, they need to utilize the sideline as another defender to help out with their ability to cover these guys. So with that being said, they need to play more of an inside technique when it comes to defending the wide receivers. And push them towards the sideline. Like instead of them being able to complete routes, like if they have a slant route or something like that, they need to find a way to have them push the receiver to the sideline as an extra defender to help themselves out, because they don't recover that well when it comes to running with receivers. If somebody runs past them, they are not catching up. They always seem to be in a trail position. They have very poor recovery speed when it comes to receivers running behind them. So with that, they need the sideline. They need the sideline to help them a whole lot, because if they don't, they're going to be in a world of trouble again against a team where yak is their thing. So again, force the receivers to the sideline. Last but not least is key number 9, and for me, it's the most important key. The reason it's the most important key is because last week they almost lost the game because they didn't stick with this key. And this key is keep your foot on the gas. Whatever is working, stick with it. Whatever is working, stick with it. Do not back off. Just because you go up 2 scores, hell, you go up 3 scores, you go up 4 scores. Keep your foot on the gas. Do not let up. The thing that I'm realizing about the NFL nowadays is that I'm not certain if this is something baked into the coaches or if this is baked into the NFL as a whole. But for some odd reason, these coaches, when they go up a certain amount of scores, they all of a sudden want to tail off and back off on what they're doing. So they'll sit up there and they'll go up 3 scores and they'll start playing like a prevent defense. Or they'll start just running the ball, even though you're trying to make sure that there's no chance that this team can come back. So, and I mean, there's been plenty of games where we saw Washington get blown out and nobody cared about our feelings or anything like that. So we need to have that same type of approach. Keep your foot on the gas and do not let up. If you are ahead, keep scoring until they can't score anymore, or they can't even come close to scoring. You know, we need to not sit up there and be a team. We're not good enough to be a cordial team. Okay, we're not the type of team that can go out there and be like, you know what, let's not blow them out by 50. No, we're not that type of team. We need to blow people out by 50 because we can't recover that well. So with that being said, we go up 3 scores, we go up 2 scores, we go up 1 score. Keep your foot on the gas. Keep doing what is working. And if you stop doing what is working, you're going to mess around and lose. You can't play around in this game. Again, this is a very big key. So those are my keys to the game against Detroit. Last week, I sat up there and I said that Washington was going to win by 7. They actually won by 6. So this week, I'm going to change it up because on my season prediction show, I said that the score for this game was going to be 30-23. I think this game might be a tad bit closer. It's really hard for me to see what's going on because at the end of the day, we did lose Phil Mathis, but everybody else came out pretty healthy. We got to see how healthy Jonathan Allen is in this game. But instead of 30-23, I'm going to say that the score is going to be more 26-20. I think that the game will be very close again. Because I think that our defenses will have to lead the way in both these games. We're going to need the offense to really pour it on. Again, like I said, the score that I said prior to that was 30-23, but I think the score might be 26-20. But like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think that there are more keys to add to this? Other than that, this has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.